And after a bit of a break from the rainfall, even some breaks in the clouds today. This evening, clouds are moving back in and areas of rain now beginning to make their way into the western part of Arkansas. That rain will continue to expand not only in coverage, but also in intensity a little bit later on tonight as a cold front now located over Kansas and Oklahoma back to Texas makes its way across the state. It'll usher in much cooler temperatures. We'll let you know who'll be frosty. Your forecast first for Little Rock. We are looking for skies to be cloudy overnight tonight. 20% chance of showers early. Showers becoming likely by dawn. We're going to start your Wednesday at 60. KARK 4 News at 6 starts now.
Now, from the station you count on for local news that matters, this is KARK 4 News at 6.
The Arkansas parolee system in the crosshairs of legislators tonight as they debate what's safe for the population and fair for offenders. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Ashley Katz.
Hello and good evening. I'm Bob Clausen. The Arkansas Department of Community Correction rebranding itself as Arkansas Community Correction. So what's in a name? The parole system says it's more than just a cosmetic name change. KARK4's David Goins joining us live where the troubled department unveiling new rules targeting parolees who dodge reporting to their parole officers. David?
Well, that's right, Bob. All of this stems from a Little Rock parolee who did just that. Never checked in with his parole officer. Over and over again, that would happen. Now that parolee faces a murder charge. Everyone involved, including lawmakers, know that is an extreme example, but a very high-profile example of the problems that existed within the state system. And now some changes are being made to perhaps help that. Now, a variety of changes were made during the summer, but today, the newly formed Arkansas Community Correction, a rebranded of the Department of Community Correction, saying if a parolee does not report to his parole officer for 3 months, that's just 90 days, they will automatically have a hearing now to lose their parole and possibly be sent back to prison. That, frankly, was not happening earlier this year. That is just one of a variety of changes designed to give power back to parole officers overwhelmed by high caseload numbers.
They have to have options. They have to have several tools. I mean, sometimes you may need a big hammer, and sometimes you may just need a long feather. But I think this puts it back in their hands. I do.
But that high caseload number we talked about, that really isn't going anywhere, especially in Pulaski County, where obviously the most populated county and the majority of parolees live. The caseload numbers are well over 100 per parole officer. That's a hard number to get around. They hope in the next 6 months to a year they can hire as many as 160 parole officers. They still got a long way to go to get there, though. Live to the state capitol, David Goins, KARK 4 News.
All right, David, thank you very much. The Department of Human Services says reports of drug use in new and expectant mothers is on the rise here in Arkansas. DHS telling lawmakers calls the child abuse hotline, the tip line, is 749 in the last year. That's 13% higher than the previous year and a full 34% higher than 2 years ago. The numbers are gathered as part of Garrett's Law, which doctors use to find pregnant women with drugs in their system. They call the child abuse hotline.
KARK is your local election headquarters, and there is a new entry into Arkansas politics as a former FEMA director says he is now running for Tom Cotton's seat. James Lee Witt says he will be running for Arkansas's 4th congressional district. He says he's running to, quote, make a difference, not a career, end quote. Witt is a former Yell County judge and federal emergency management director during the Clinton presidency. Meanwhile, Republican Beth Ann Rankin says she will not be running for the 4th District congressional seat in 2014. According to TalkBusiness.net, Rankin says she will not rule out a future run, though. She ran unsuccessfully for Congress in 2010 and most recently 2012, losing out to the eventual winner, Tom Cotton. And if you'd like more of the latest election news, be sure to visit our website, arkansasmatters.com. And now to a KARK 4 News update tonight. The victim of a Friday afternoon shooting has died at the hospital. Little Rock police say Marcus Hunter was found shot in a white Cadillac. This all happened in the 4700 block of West 12th Street. Right now, there's still no word yet on any suspects in the case, but if you have any information, you are asked to contact Little Rock Police.
New information tonight. University of Arkansas Athletic Director Jeff Long reportedly getting a very big bonus from the university for staying put. According to documents the Arkansas Times obtained through the Freedom of Information Act, Long is receiving a $200,000 pay raise plus a $100,000 bonus. It's a nice bonus. The bonus and first $100,000 of the pay raise scheduled for this month, and the second part of the pay raises, it goes into effect in July. All this after a little inquiry from Texas to be their athletic director.
And in education matters, the Arkansas Department of Education releasing rankings of schools here in the state. Some have improved, but surprisingly, a number of schools that were doing well have slipped below the bar. KARK4's Aaron Nolan joins us in the studio with more. Aaron.
Yeah, Ashley, that's right. The newest numbers are out from the Department of Education. These numbers are under the Elementary and Secondary Education Act program. A quick breakdown of what it shows: nearly 90% of schools fall into the improvement categories, which are on the lower part of the scale. But 137 schools improved. That's roughly 10% of all schools in the state, receiving one of the highest levels known as the achieving status. For Brady Elementary in Little Rock, it jumped 2 levels to get to that top 10% of the state. It's an achievement to be proud of.
A huge accomplishment as a school to show 2 years of consecutive growth, because it shows that you're doing some things that are most definitely the right thing for the students to make sure that we're meeting their needs.
Brady Elementary is one of just 14 schools to meet a 2-year requirement, bumping it up from an improvement status to an achieving status. Now, in that top level, there is the best of the best, which is the exemplary level. Those schools, which are going to come out of the 137 achieving schools, going to be released tomorrow. Bob.
Aaron, thank you very much. Turning now to money matters. Money is coming up short in Jefferson County. Very short. Leaders there are projecting flat revenue, and it's causing department heads to reconsider buying new equipment and hiring more staff. KARK4's Dustin Barnes explains the driving factors behind the falling dollars.
During the lunch hour, the most activity you'll see in downtown Pine Bluff comes from this train moving through the heart of the city. Many of the normal attractions, like shops and stores, are barred up and bolted down, reflective of years and decades of neglect. Doc's Resale Shop is one of the few businesses still open on Main Street.
Well, I've been here 33 years, and we've always been going to do something with downtown, but it never has materialized yet.
But the blight shows the dire financial straits Jefferson County is seeing. Declining revenue and decreasing population make it hard for Judge King to authorize spending outside of the necessities. Projections are down by nearly $1 million.
We've got to manage our resources, and we've got to be frugal on how we spend, and we've got to make good decisions when it comes to spending money.
King hopes travel cuts and job freezes can stop the bleeding before neighbors see changes in services.
The problems that we had didn't happen overnight. They've been over a period of time, and now we've got to correct them.
And one quick way to increase the tax base here, the judge is urging folks who live in Jefferson County to shop in Jefferson County. Michael Kelly believes owners should take better care of their abandoned buildings and provide incentives for moving in.
One of the secrets is getting somebody in every building down here. I think that's what we ought to strive for.
That's his solution to bring in more business. So when you're downtown, you won't just hear choo-choo, but a little cha-ching. In Pine Bluff, Dustin Barnes, KARK4 News.
Dustin, thank you very much. Judge King says he's focusing on improving the roads and bridges in the county. He says bad thoroughfares could turn away companies looking to go to another community. Still to come this evening, you're never too big or too small to make a difference in someone else's life. Drew Petromo has the story of a teen who is doing just that. You don't want to miss it.
And some breaks in the overcast, as well as southeasterly winds, helping boost temperatures up a little bit over yesterday. This afternoon in Little Rock, 70 our high, 55 the low. A trace of rainfall today here in the capital city. We've got more rain on the way. Some places may get over an inch. We'll let you know where the heaviest rain's expected and what's expected the rest of the work week in just a couple minutes.
From the station that brings you local news that matters, this is KARK4 News at 6 in high definition. With Bob Clausen, Ashley Katz, Chief Meteorologist Keith Monahan, and Aaron Peters with your Razorback Nation report.